Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning, right?
I am John Palacio.
And I'm April Martinez. Good
and thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, lovely Monday.
Yeah.
Good to see.
It's a Wednesday, not a Monday.
It's a Wednesday,
Yeah.
not a Monday, but it's one of those feels of it feels like a Monday
really?
today. That's just April though. I know John always feel like that Friday.
Every day is Friday, April.
Every day is
Every day
Friday.
is Friday. Look, I'll tell you what, you are as good as you feel.
Yeah.
And for me, I love being here. I love everything about this, and so this is the reason why I feel that today is a Friday. Because seriously, like that's just. But
you
how I
have
feel.
Friday energy pan like a Monday, John.
I have Friday energy for a Sunday.
No, well, that's fine.
I swear.
That's fine. But Friday energy pan a Monday is just it baffles me. I don't understand it. But you know what? It's a lovely it's a lovely mood to be in. It's a lovely way of seeing the world. It's very nice to have this energy and to just be filled with positivity.
Indeed.
Because like you always say, right, it's a great day to be great.
It is a great day to be great, and I continue to say these things because we need for people to understand how great they are.
Yeah.
Because you are great. You are great. Keep it in your mind that you are great. You might not feel that way within yourself, but somebody feels that way about you, and that is what counts. But speaking of a great day to be great, it's about that time we talk about what's buzzing.
Yes.
And I don't want to say great news. I think great news would be robotics. That's one of the things that I feel is very, very good news or great news for the fact that we went out there and we placed first on the world map. This is all the way in Switzerland. That's a part of the world map.
That's great.
While we are here.
Yeah.
But there are other things that plague our country. There are other things that we should be talking about. And I feel, April, that one of those things, of course, is the situation with the Sopadilla Key Reserve area, along with the situation with Honduras, and the fact that it has been raised in the House or in the Senate for us to take this situation to the ICJ. Yeah. Look, for me, when I heard that news, when I heard the back and forth with it, I was set aback for the fact that I never did thought that, and I feel that a lot of people, especially us, the common folks on the street, never even know that Honduras actually think that or feels that the Sopadilla Key Range or Reserve is actually for them.
And Gavin and I had this conversation yesterday, and they're talking about possibly holding another referendum and putting that in play and so on, etc. But I personally believe that the reason why you and I never heard about it, or why the general public never even thought about it, was one, the information was not exposed to us.
Yes.
One, and then two, we have very strong diplomatic ties
with Honduras. Yes.
We have a good relationship, and so I think that would never cross your mind, because for the longest time that we don't want no Guatemala, and it kind of became this thing where the only issue we have is
with Guatemala. Yeah.
But as Godfrey Smith rightfully mentioned, that this particular case, the idea of another referendum and so forth, we already said yes to go to ICJ. Why would we need a referendum to place this in the ballot box? What would the question even look like? What would you be asking Belizeans to do?
Yeah.
And how long will you run an education campaign before you
could say, we're actually going to the polls to say yes, we would like that or not.
It's one of those moments where you sit back and you say, okay, the diplomatic part of it needs to be addressed with our diplomats, with our leaders, our ministers from foreign affairs, with the leaders and ministers from those of Honduras.
Yeah, definitely.
if the matter seems to not be able to be quashed within those realms, then we take
that to
the
you know,
people, right?
But sure, go ahead.
No,
continue.
but I just wanted to ask, and this is just I guess some level of formality when it comes to this kind of situation. One, what ramifications will it have on the Guatemalan claim that is at ICJ right now? And then two, what do the Sapodilla Keys mean for Belize to Belizeans? I think that it was in last night's broadcast that mentioned that the people that usually go to vacation in and around the Sapodilla Keys
it's rarely locals
are
or
those
Belizean
from
locals from Honduras and Guatemala. These are the people who actually flock there.
Yes. So what does that mean for us? Is it a reserve that is under Belize? Is it the reason that Honduras has this claim because Honduranians go to Sapodilla Key? What would be the levels to stand on in terms of the information? And that is where my mind gravitates to, because at the end of the day, this is important.
It is.
It's not just some small issue to deal with. My question would be, if you are talking about holding a referendum, if you're talking about divulging the information, all the information to Belizeans, one, why you never just did it in the first place? And then two, what would the question on a ballot box look like?
With you, totally. But according to Senator Perifid, the ramifications will be far and wide, or would be far and wide.
Okay.
He's saying that because what happens is that you're now posing this question or this situation to the ICJ, which might drag out the process between Belize and Guatemala, which is the case that is at the ICJ at this particular point. So, you know, it brings one to think, but for the most part, many of the senators actually was with taking it to the ICJ because of how strong they feel the case would be. Look, this key range is in Belizean territory.
Yeah.
It's some 40 something miles off the coast of Belize. Off the coast of Belize, of course, they're in front of Punta Gorda and the Independence area, Placencia area.
It's like an hour away from Placencia.
It's like an hour away. We find it far. But what is the distance from Honduras or Guatemala to the Sapodilla Key range? So these are some of the questions that I'd like to be answered. But like again, according to Senator Perifid, it could push the situation with Belize and Guatemala to another level in terms of the amount of time that we must wait so we could get an answer from the ICJ or a ruling.
But that was a given. That was a given from the moment we decided to take the matter to court. From the moment everyone said, yes, we're taking the matter to the ICJ, it was explained that it would take a while. They would still be doing their own investigations. The Hague would still be doing their own investigations and so forth. So the fact that this has come to light, to me, it's just more part of the process. Whether or not they take it to ICJ, I don't know if that is necessarily, and this is just my opinion, I don't know if that's necessarily something that the people need to vote on, because it is a part of the process that we already said yes to.
Yes to.
So these are just more documentations that are coming to light, or that are coming to light now for the people that need to be addressed in the court.
Well, let's hope that will be the case. But you know, there are so many things to talk about when it comes to this situation, because I feel like a lot of us, like we mentioned, do not know what the situation is. We don't know how the situation is. We just heard about it a few days ago, and then now
this is actually rearing its head. And it's so disappointing, you know, because there was a long process of education campaigns for the Belize-Guatemalan issue. They were all there. They had the referendum team had everybody going through all the outskirts of Belize, saying why they need to vote yes or why they need to vote no, giving them the education information, and this never came to light. And these are some of the issues that I feel that when it comes to these kinds of diplomatic issues, that the general population has a right to know. People voted yes because they thought that we were secure in all the information that was exposed to us. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And that is where I have issues with things like this. Yeah. Why wasn't this something a part of the education campaign?
Well, that's something that.
And as Godfrey Smith rightfully mentioned, when you're playing in these kinds of fields, it's very easy for the idea of politics to be blurred within an education campaign.
Exactly.
And that's what we have to be careful of.
Honorable Minister Courtney did mention that in the House as to this is a situation that came up way before, and it was known by the then administration that Honduras actually had a claim over the Sapodilla Key Range. So why didn't that come out at that particular time?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that's just one of the things that's buzzing. I feel one of the next things, and this is very important for people to know, Party Leader Moses Shine Barrow overcomes overthrow attempt. Now, last week, the United Democratic Party Vice Chairman Alberta August submitted 200 signatures for a petition to recall Party Leader Shine Barrow. Well, Chairman Perafit yesterday wrote to August saying that the petition does not meet the threshold required to trigger a recall convention. According to the letter, 52 signatures were scratched off the list during the vetting process. Senator Perafit, who is the chairman of the UDP, also said that the process was actually one that was vetted strongly and unbiased, unbiased vetting. Where am I coming from with this? I'm coming with this to say what needs to happen is that within that particular party, the strength they need to find their strength once again.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this because of how important the democratic process of this country is. That party is recognized by the Constitution of Belize. This country would not be a great country without the strength of an opposition. At this particular time, there is no the strength is not being dispensed from that particular party with rebuttals and with respect to the democratic process of dealing with the now party, which of course is the PUP. So again, where am I coming from with this, April? Is for us to have a strong opposition party that is well needed by the people, by the Constitution, by Belize on a whole. And that's the reason why I brought up this story.
I think that in the case of the UDP and the different factions, if I could use that word properly, is that perhaps, when I say you look at a document properly because you want it to be in the information will be in favor to you, right? And that's the only time you ever look at a document. When in the case of the vetting process and so forth, and one of the things that Senator Perafit mentioned is that people had retracted their vote because one way or the other the information was not properly stated, the question was not properly stated, just assign your name here and so on. And then Honorable Tracy Panton said that according to the Constitution of the UDP's Constitution, they're not allowed to redact their vote once they've done it.
Once they've done that, yes.
And then Senator Perafit's rebuttal was, but the Constitution also doesn't state that they can't do it, right? And so perhaps it's one of those measures where maybe they need a reform in their own
within their own party,
within their
party
own
structure,
mandate and their structure and so forth. But to 100% agree with you in the matter of we need a strong opposition. Right now, I think that including the leader of the opposition, they need to sit and they need to hash it out behind closed doors, because what is happening right now is that it's spilling out and people are seeing it.
People are seeing
and
that.
they're not feeling secure about the opposition in the House at this moment.
Exactly.
Shine Barrow can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
Honorable Moses Shine Barrow cannot do it by himself. And so if the party is fractured in any case because one person thinks that they could be a better leader and the other person thinks that they could be a better leader, it's not going to work out.
It will never work out if we're having this hall and pull yo-yo situation within any party.
Yeah.
But my point again is it's not because who the UDP and who the PUP.
Yeah.
My point is for us, which the Constitution called for or recognizes the UDP right now as the opposition or recognizes an opposition party. But it also calls for one that is strong. Yeah. And if you're going to continue with the hall and pull and the fight within or the inner fightings and stuff like that, and let's put this out there. I don't think that this will just fall and lie just like that.
No, it's not.
It's going to be, there will be something else that will be coming out. And so I'm totally with you. What needs to happen is that the folks within that party really need to sit down and say, you know what? What we need to do is to continue to build our strength rather than to be here fighting and because I don't want this one or I don't want that one or I don't like you. This is not for you. This is for the people of this country.
The house meetings that are aired to the public, and we listen to them, and you know, sometimes we turn it off because things get too messy within the house. But the reality is that when you only have one party or one administration making all the decisions
yes,
by themselves, it is going to call for certain things to be unstable.
Yes.
And the reason I say that is you as a person might think that you have checked, double checked and triple checked your decisions, and you as a person strongly believe that I am certified for this, I'm qualified for this, and so I am making these decisions based on that. The reason you need an opposition is for me to come in and tell you, but did you check this?
Yeah.
Did you check that? Are you certain that these persons will be in line with you? Are you certain that this particular case will work? Mm-hmm. And it's not for me to argue with you. It's for you to go back and
do your check.
Quadruple check.
Yes, quadruple
so
check.
that your decisions are sound, because at the end of the day, you are not making decisions for 30 people. You make decisions for 400,000 people.
Exactly.
And you have to be able to have a strong opposition that will be rebut and tell you otherwise. Mm-hmm. And right now, that is not the case.
That is not the case. And I'm totally there with you, and that's the reason why I brought this situation to light as one of the buzzing stories, because people need to understand how important it is for us to have a strong opposition, whether be it UDP when they're or PUP or whatsoever P. If you are the opposition recognized by the Constitution of this country, you must be strong.
Yep.
How do you do that? Have the conversations within your party so that you can properly lead the people, not those that are UDPs, you know, because this is not about UDP or PUP. It is about the people of this country. It is about how we move forward as a country. It is about how we continue to build for each other. But the mass needs to know, and that's the reason for the opposition.
I date you 100%.
Anyways, we done real up. We done real up.
We done real up. We real up enough.
We done real up. So it's that time of the morning. You know, it is important to have these conversations with your peers. A lot of people like to see, you know what? Make us stay away from politics conversations, or religious conversations. These conversations are healthy to have.
Yes, you have to, even if you fight, even if you're railing up, even if you disagree, the reality is that you know the information that's going on, and that is all that matters.
Yes.
If you understand the information that is being exposed to you, you're able to process it, analyze it, and you could have healthy debates about it. So please try and
That's right. Look, it is healthy to agree to disagree.
Yes.
All right? Primarily so. So have the conversation like we mentioned, and you know, have it with your peers, and try to understand each other's perspective. If you don't understand where I'm coming from, that's totally okay. But let's leave sleeping dogs to lie. All right? Well, it's that time of the morning whereby we provide you with the eye opener. This one, of course, will provide to you some motivation. It's taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. How we respond to life is a testament of our humanity and individuality. April, our view of the universe is largely determined by our experiences. It is when we're caught off guard by the spontaneity of the existence that we are most likely to respond authentically, even when our feelings do not correspond with others. Events that arouse strong emotions in us or are surprising in nature can be disquieting, for it is often in their aftermath that we discover how profoundly our histories have shaped us. The reactions that differ from our peers can be upsetting because they force us to confront the uniqueness of our lives. Life's pivotal events can provide you with a way to define yourself as a unique and matchless being, but you must put aside the judgments that might otherwise prevent you from gaining insight into your distinct way of interpreting the world. Try to recognize your feelings without categorizing or evaluating them. When you feel unsure of the legitimacy of your reactions, Remember that cultural, sociological, spiritual, and familial differences can cause two people to interpret a single event widely dissimilar ways. Examining your response can show you that your emotional complexity is something to be valued because it has made you who you are today.
It's basically exactly what I was saying this morning about you and your positivity.
Oh my gosh.
You and your Friday like feels on a Wednesday or on a Monday. But yeah, how we respond to life is a testament to our humanity
Yes.
and individuality.
Yes.
I think that one of the way I interpreted this particular eye-opener is the way some people perceive tragic events. And I don't know why my brain went there. Maybe it's because I'm feeling Monday on a Wednesday. But when people look at tragic events, you know, the way that some people mourn, some people are sad, some people are angry, some people display no signs of emotions whatsoever. And, you know, we're all experiencing this. It's not that we love the person more or love the person less. It is just perhaps our coping mechanisms will allow us to function the next day in a particular manner. And it says here that the reactions that differ from our peers can be upsetting because they force us to confront the uniqueness of our lives.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes if this tragedy happens and like you display no signs of emotion, like why you not vexed, or why you not sad, or why, and even if you try to explain to that person that I am dealing, I am coping, this is just my way of seeing it, it kind of shines a reflection on them as to perhaps maybe I'm not coping properly, or perhaps you're not coping properly, and then everybody, you know, has a debate about it. But the reality is that every event, regardless of how you react to it, it officially changes the way you see certain things. Again, you know, and you could call it trauma, you could call it an enlightenment, you could call it an awakening, but the reality is that event has changed you, and
that
the way
event
you
has
perceive
changed you
forever. Even in the smallest way, it has changed you, and everybody goes through it.
And
every single body.
And then it brings me to the part to try to recognize your feelings without categorizing or evaluating them, which leads me to talk about exactly what you've spoken about in terms of how people might see you because of how you show remorse, or for the fact that you understand within your own little way of how life is, or how to take it, or having a relationship after the person had moved on, but you understand that you are able to have that relationship. How we respond to life is a testament of our humanity and individuality. Everybody is different in their own shape, way, or form. Look, we might look the same sometimes, but we're different. We are different. And that is the reason why, and it is okay. Examining your responses can show you that your emotional complexity is something to be valued, because it has made you who you are today. Very important eye-opener.
I love it.
Have the conversation with your peers. We try our best to try and break it down for you. You might have your own way to break it down. Have that conversation. It is important too. Speaking of the conversation,
the conversation that everybody is waiting for. You know, people tell me I really want the weather first.
Oh, that's what they say?
Yeah, then I'm like, I need to know how my drive from work is going to be this morning, or if I can go jogging. Because, you know, you have some people that go jog at 7 o'clock. Which is weird to me.
Let's ask Francisca if we can go and jog this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How about you guys?
Francisca, we are that your auntie, your auntie. Francisca, we are doing great. But let me ask you this question, because April said people want to hear the weather first so they can determine if they can go jogging in the morning or whenever time they feel. Can I go jogging right now?
Yes, you can.
Oy. I like that. Si podemos.
Oh gosh.
I like that?
No.
Yes, we can. Podemos.
Oh no.
Francisca, let's get on into it.
Please,
let's get on into it, auntie. So let's start with the general situation. What should we expect, and then we move from there?
All right. So we are having generally fair weather. We'll see lots of sunshine today, a few cloudy spells, and isolated showers. We'll also be seeing isolated thunderstorms over the Maya Mountains this afternoon.
Oh, wow. So
Wow.
we can't go run in the Maya Mountains.
No, you can't run it.
All
No,
right.
not so.
So let's talk about the winds. What should we expect there?
Okay, so winds will be out of the east, very light, 10 knots, and that will support slight seas. And I say that because somebody approached me and said, I like that new term. You went from chop it to slight.
Wait, I like that. I like that too. I like that too. But being that we'll be having winds from the east at 10 knots, 0 to 10 knots, should it be
That's
a
right.
cool day? What should we expect with the temperatures, highs and lows?
We are seeing highs of 88 along the coast, 92 inland, and 80 up in the Maya Mountains. And overnight, it will be 80 along the coast, 72 inland, and 68 up in the Maya Mountains.
And let's talk about the extended forecast. What should we expect?
We should be seeing similar weather conditions except for the isolated thunderstorms. So for Thursday and Thursday night, isolated showers.
All right. And we're in the tropical, the hurricane season still. Is there anything we should be looking out for?
At this time, there's nothing to be concerned about.
All right. Smooth sailing. I like that.
Right.
You remind me of BNSE and not BNSE, CXC when they ask you certain questions. You just answer one steady answer. That's what you did, Francisca.
Nothing to worry about.
Good weather,
Nothing
Move
more.
John,
on.
good weather.
All right. Francisca, thank you so very much for joining us this morning and telling us the good news on the weather. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, April, it's that time of the morning whereby we share with folks what to be expected in this
Yeah.
morning's show. The first segment, we'll be joined by the Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise to talk about the agriculture sector in Belize and what's going on there.
Progress. And of course, we're going to be starting our Halloween week. I'm excited. I know John is not as that when you see my Friday vibes come out. But we will be having members from the University of the West Indies Alumni Association Belize. They'll be talking to us about Pelican Saturday Market Halloween edition.
Yes, I like that. I like that. I remember the first one they did, but we're looking forward to this Saturday Market Halloween edition. Pelican Saturday Market. And we'll be joined by, as a matter of fact, she has been selected as Miss Earth Belize 2022. Simone Slew will be joining us in the third segment to talk about her reign or what is expected of her and how she felt when she was selected as Miss Earth 2022. So we've got that and more. Stay with us right here on OYE Live on Channel 5. When we come back, we'll be talking everything agriculture with the man himself. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
Let October be a spectacular month with scary good deals from Cellular World during our unbelievable savings promotion. Our treats will definitely make you forget about the tricks with entry-level phones starting at an unbelievably low price of $55, tablets as low as $155, monitors at $329, smartwatches for only $129, and speakers at an unbeatable $45 plus so much more. Shop with us to enjoy huge savings. Get a chance to win a treat from one of our 3 mystery boxes where you can be the lucky winner of a free Samsung flip phone, earbuds, headphones, speakers, phone stands, coffee mug, SD card, and other accessories with selected purchases. Don't delay. Visit any of our branches in Belize City, Belmopan, or San Pedro to take advantage of our unbelievable offers available at Cellular World. Low prices, more choices.
Are you eligible for Amnesty 2022? This is your opportunity to apply. When you log on to www.immigration.gov.bz, you will find a full list of required documents needed for the amnesty criteria you are eligible for. Be sure to gather all general and supporting documents needed, including all necessary translations. Then make your appointment online with any of our registration centers countrywide. There, you will submit your documents and complete the required interviews. Thereafter, an acceptance receipt will be provided. While you wait for a decision on your application, track its progress online and know when to make payment at your nearest government treasury office. Once completed, you will receive your permanent residence card, showing your legal status within Belize. Find out more about the Amnesty 2022 and how to apply online at www.immigration.gov.bz. Be prepared. The registration period will be from the 2nd of August to the 30th of November 2022. Belize Amnesty 2022. Let's continue to build Belize together.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Wow. Oh my God, she drunk. No hurry, I got this. Goodness. Oh my gosh, it's still the artist.
Being the hardest. The artist. But you had way more than 2 drinks tonight, love, which is a legal limit to drive. What about you? Can you drive?
Well, I was drinking soft drink all night, so I can drive her home. Thanks, Bree. Of course, Tricia. You know I got you. You're my girl.
That's what I like to see. Friends don't let friends drive drunk, because you can't replay in a real life. Stig says so. Can't replay in a real life.
And we are back.
Just like that, we're back, and we're moving now into our first segment for the morning. And I class this a very important topic, April, simply because in every country, agriculture is supposed to be one of the strongholds. And that's one of the things that we're seeing in our country as we speak. We've got the man himself, the Honorable Jose Abelardo May, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise, in with us to talk all about agriculture. Honorable Minister, good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you. It's always a pleasure to be here to speak to you on what we are doing in the agriculture sector. I think it's important. The economy is based on a main pillar, agriculture, which is one of the main pillars. And so it's important to know what's happening in the sector.
let's start by giving us an overview of what's going on within the agricultural sector as we speak. I think since you have gained the reins of agriculture, clearly there has been an upliftment of what went or whence and to now. What's the current situation with the agricultural sector as we speak, and where do you see your shining light within that sector?
Well, I've always said, and I think in Plan Belize was actually developed by a group of us. It was teamwork.
Yeah.
So we knew where the shortfalls were, and we knew what we needed to do. And it is a mere shifting of policy. And the shifting of policy has yielded positive results. If you will recall, when we took office in 2020, the IMF has said to us that we will only grow 1.5 or 1.5%, I think, in 1 year.
Yes.
We proved them wrong with a homegrown remedy developed by Prime Minister and his team with our support. We grew by 12.5%.
Wow.
So we became the shining star in the region. And I would say to you that agriculture played a very important role. In that particular year, agriculture grew by 24%. Right? So what we did, one of the first things we have in Plan Belize, from the farm to the table, is to increase what you consume in this country. We worked hard, we put all hands on deck to ensure that we have enough food for us. The second important thing is to open markets, expand our markets, and that is exactly what we did. In terms of the cattle generated close to $60 million.
Wow.
At a point when we needed it the most, we successfully opened the free zone after it was closed down by COVID. We contained the spread of the virus. There was actually, they were saying to us, oh, if you open the free zone, you will spread the virus because Mexico's Chetumal had high incidences.
Yeah.
And we said, no, we put the right things in place.
Yeah.
We will be able to contain the disease, and we'll be able to create employment.
Yeah.
And I must tell you that we have an excellent CEO in the free zone, Mr. Neri Ramirez, who has proved himself over and over again, and I will congratulate him. I think it's proper to do so. Without him being there, I don't think we would have achieved what we have achieved so far in the Corozal free zone. But other than that, cattle exports increased. We increased production in vegetables, carrots, lettuce, cabbage, onions, potatoes. So there was less to import. So we had more of our money staying at home, less going out, and we were exporting more. So we did well in the first year. This year, our cattle exports have fallen, probably like 15%, and there's a clear explanation for that.
Okay, sure. Let's hear that.
Yeah, the rains came in early this year. We didn't have a dry, so there was no need for farmers to rush to sell cattle.
Yeah.
Secondly, while we opened the market to the west, we found it critical to establish the market in the north to the Mexicans and to expand in that market, because you cannot build an industry off an informal market. Right? The market to the west was very selective. The buyers from Guatemala would tell you, I will pay you $1.50 for an animal that weighs 450 pounds. But I will pay you $1.70 for $1.50 or $1.40 for an animal that weighs more. So the smaller the animal, the less weight, the more they pay you. Right? That is because they make money off of the weight that they increase when they take it over there. Right? So it's logic and makes sense to them. To us, farmers, it's about why you pay me less if my animal bigger. I want to have the animal bigger because I want to make more money. But this is a money-making business. When the market in North opened, that market said, if you bring the animal and weigh 800 pounds and pay the same as he weighs 600 pounds or 400 pounds. So farmers today are saying, why will I sell my animal at 450 pounds if I can get it to 800 pounds?
Yeah.
Right? So that is exactly the case. And so there's no rush for the farmers to sell
Their cattle
right away. So we saw that dip in the market. Nevertheless, it generated substantial amounts of foreign exchange earnings, which is needed. And I've explained to Cabinet, in our economic analysis, $100 million generated from sugarcane is not the same as $100 million generated from the sale of livestock. Why? Of the 100 million generated from sugarcane, you could say a large percentage goes back out of the country in some to purchase something.
Okay.
In sugarcane, the highest cost is transportation.
Yes.
Which is fuel,
Yeah.
which is imported.
Yeah.
Secondly, fertilizers, agro inputs, herbicides, and this year in particular, insecticide to control the froghopper. So a great portion of what is generated goes back in some form. In cattle, it is totally different. In cattle, you don't have high costs of transportation. The highest cost in anything is feed, animal feed, and the grass is Belizean.
The grass is Belizean. Yes, that's what we graze.
So $100 million generated from livestock, 100 from sugarcane is not the same. So that's why you see the big increase in foreign exchange earnings and money circling.
Let me tap into this one here because one of the things that we actually saw, and I think you were on the show shortly after it came out, where local consumers were actually saying that because of the demand from the west and demand from the north, we were actually paying a higher price here at home, and simply because the farmers are actually noticing, hey, I could get more money up.
It is the law of supply and demand.
Law of supply and demand. So what's the situation as we speak? What's current? What's going on?
Well, I will tell you that the U.S. had a serious dry. They had very hot spells, high temperatures.
Yes.
They had intense sunlight, and they lost thousands of animals, right? At the same time, the demand for beef has been going up.
Okay.
So the price right now, I think, is at $2.50 a pound. That's what they're paying. Before, the market to the West was paying $1.40, $1.50. So they opened that market, removed checkpoints, and the authorities were no longer able to get a little extra from the people who are transporting cattle. The price went up. When Sukarne came in and they started to pay $2.50 a pound, the guys in the West raised their price to farmers at $2.40 a pound. So the competition was there, tight.
Yeah.
And the demand continues for beef. Our beef is good genetics. It is good beef.
Yeah.
We visited the plant in Michoacan. And when that plant slaughters 1,500 animals a day.
Wow.
But when they took our animals to slaughter on a particular day, they could only do 1,300.
Why is that?
I asked the guy why. He said because they are too big. He said they are too big. You see, when the animals arrive, they put them into a feeding lot. And they give them a certain feed.
Yeah,
certain
ration. Yeah.
And all animals get that ration for 90 days to 100 days. And then they're taken into slaughtering. But when you give the same ration to Belizean animals, to the animals from Tabasco, to the animals from Guatemala, our animals
tend to grow bigger.
So they have a higher feed conversion rate, higher average daily gain. So when they get into the slaughter facility, they are much bigger than the others. And so the guy was telling us, it tires our staff, it slows us down. They were not too happy about that part, right? But they were happy about the feed conversion ratio.
So it seems that the cattling industry in Belize is taking off, and it seems like it's serving us rather well. And I've just based on the amount of research that's taken place in other countries when it comes to putting your investment in cattle, what restrictions and regulations would you place so that we're able to have a balanced ecosystem? Because one of the things with cattle raising is you have to knock
That's a
down trees.
very important question, and let me tell you, I am very concerned. farmers understand this because people who suffer from the people who suffer more from climate change are the farmers, you know.
Yes.
Right?
You see how you said that we never expect the rains and...
Exactly. And I spoke to an elderly gentleman, very reputable, respectable farmer, David Dick. I'll mention his name. Mr. David Dick. Very respectable gentleman. He's a large cattle farmer. And when we were speaking of the same topic, he said, you know, in the past, we have been fools because we have cleared every single tree and leave only a barren land with grass and cattle in it. He said, we have done a lot of damage to ourselves. So he understands this. The farmers out there understand this. My son is studying environmental science, I think it is. Natural resource management, sorry. And he's eager to do to further his study in agroforestry systems and climate resilient agriculture, including silvipastoral systems and so on. I've been learning about it because I didn't learn about it in university, nor at Central Farm BCA, one of the best renowned institutions.
Of course, of course. And I can attest to that.
So, but now we're learning these new things, these new technologies, and we have invited, BLP has invited lecturers to come from Wadi, Universidad de Yucatan. We have had people coming from Cartier who are specialists in this same topic that we're talking about to teach the farmers. You don't have to clear all the bush to do pastures. It has to be done in a sustainable manner. Right now we're putting a team together. Minister Cordell is leading a team to put policies in place, right? If the government gives you 30 acres of land, in the past, they charge you tax because you're not losing the land. The land is bush.
Yeah.
I say, well, I'll tax you for that. But really and truly, you should tax the one that produce. Because that land that is not producing anything that you believe, which is in bushes or jungle, is producing oxygen.
Yeah. You're totally
you cannot
right.
say it's non-productive.
You're totally right.
And first you say, oh, we are canceling the land because you're not use it. Who say you're not using it? Right?
Yeah.
But doesn't it create a limitation for raising the cattle in itself, or are you keeping like a limitation for that?
You can. There are forestries which are protein banks for animals, so you don't have to clear all the trees. Okay. My son was telling me that he went to one of the workshops, seminars, and he was telling me, you know, that tree that we have, pishoy, we call it pishoy locally.
Pishoy, yeah.
Yeah. He said that the fruit is good, it has protein, the leaves are good, the cows. So we have to clear it. We have to leave it there. You have the Lucina leucocephala,
yes,
you know that one, right? We have a lot of that, but when we bulldoze everything.
Everything.
Right? And we don't have to do that. You can have, and the professor said this, he said, shade is as important as water to cattle.
Of course.
My son told me this. I was shocked. I said, hold on, we have to get water for the animals. But I realized you had to have shade.
You had to have shade.
So I'm glad that I'm glad that this conversation is going that way, because one of the I guess restrictions that the younger generations are having is the education of agriculture, right? And so I guess it leaves me to ask, when are we going to see agriculture be a proper subject area in secondary and primary school
yes.
classes?
Well, just to remind you, that is a part of Plan Belize.
Okay.
And my ministry is reaching out to the schools, to the teachers, to the kids. We have schools in Orange Walk that are doing school gardens. We have given cover structures to schools. I say this, right? When you start to produce your own food, it's like you're printing your own money.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that
and
COVID
slowly,
taught us that.
in the city, people are getting interested in growing their own food. The fact that you live in the city, which is below the sea level, does not mean that you cannot grow your own food.
Right? Especially on the height of COVID.
And I'm thinking aloud here, and I was saying to one of my staff, I said, listen, Belize City has a crime problem. We need to go in and work with the kids, from my perspective, in agriculture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's show them how to grow their food. Let's get them interested. Let's take them out to the field or in the rock and let them see how we produce carrots. Take them to Cayo and see how the farmers are producing potatoes. You see, we cannot make a farmer overnight. You know. I can't take you and make you a farmer overnight. You're a grown man. Your views, your lifestyle is already developed, but they can work with a child.
Yeah, yeah, grassroots. You bring them up with the mentality, with the
exactly.
thought. But let's get to. And I like the topic of the cattle, but that is not the only commodity that we've got in this country. Let's get on to now crops. Where are we with respect to crops? Now we're talking the potatoes, tomatoes, carrots, sugar, all of these things, and we'll come to the sugar issue. But let's talk about the crops at this point.
Okay, at this time, we have started to harvest carrots. Remember, carrots was we could only go carrots at one time, 3 months of the year. Ugly but you have ugly but nice.
Yes.
And it's homegrown, and it's fresh, and we know what to put in that carrot because it's grown here.
It's grown
when
here.
the big pretty carrot come from Mexico, you don't know what they put in the carrot, you know.
And sometimes not even nice.
Right? But we just started to harvest our carrot crop. We are now growing carrots for 10 months of the year, which means that we will have to import 2 months of the year.
Okay. Is that lower than what it once was?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. This is for everything. As a matter of fact, when I was at Central Farm, one of the lecturers taught us that we would never grow onions in Belize. But technology, research and technology has proved us wrong, right? As a matter of fact, I don't know that there's any wheat variety that is tropicalized. I heard the Minister of Guyana say that he wants to start planting wheat in Guyana. I don't know of any variety which is tropicalized. I would wish to see that, right? But who knows? Technology, research is ongoing.
Yeah.
We're starting to plant now. We have ordered potato seeds, onions gone in already. More is coming in. So our vegetable crop is now on. The first harvest is carrots. So as we monitor carefully, carrots begin this week. We can't import, or we only import what is needed. And then we do that. We monitor carefully with the farmers. We have the BMDC doing an excellent job.
Okay.
The managing director of BMDC again is a graduate of College of Agriculture. He is an agronomist from Cuba. Very outstanding technical people, but also a good manager.
Yeah.
What is our ratio of farmers that plant for local and then plant to export? And I asked that because we had the folks here from the Brokers Association a couple weeks ago, and one of them was from Barbados, right? And he said that what they want from Belize is produce. They want our greens. We had the Brokers Association, and one of the representatives from Barbados said, we want our greens from Belize, right? And so I asked that to ask in terms of the way we export certain crops, certain produce, what is the process like for that, and how is it that we're able to make those trades with other countries, especially the ones that are way at the lesser end?
Yeah. We are not exporters of vegetables, to be honest.
Okay.
We are not. We were in El Salvador last year, looking at what they have and hoping that we could get them to buy our products. We have mastered the production of vegetables. We have not mastered yet the quality and standards, but we're working on that.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Right?
Quality and standards.
Exactly. When we get the farmers to understand the concept, the importance of grading our crop, grading our product, then we will move to that step. But even so, if we make a strong effort, we can get a few containers out to El Salvador, if needs be, if the price is right, if we can compete. They import a lot from Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, right? They import 85% of what they eat, which is a sad position for them. But we can't tap into that market. But we must first expand our productivity, grade, quality, control, and then we can do that. Right now, for this year, our farmers have in strategic locations cold storage facilities.
Okay.
Thing that they have never had. Courtesy of the Japanese government, JICA, they provided us, they saw our needs, and so we have these cold storage containers in strategic locations where we produce vegetables. We have in San Carlos, Indian Church, Mascal, I think Bomba, and Mascal Bomba is one, and we have in the west.
Okay.
Right? So the farmers now can always store. If they harvest Saturday, put it in the cold storage, get it out Monday, and the product will reach fresh. So that is one of our initiatives. That's a pilot project. If that goes well right now, we will do more of that. We'll do more of that.
So let's jump on into the issue of the BSCFA. Well, of course, they're saying to ASR, BSI, because of the documents. And the question is, what documents? You're a cane farmer yourself, and which leads me to ask the question. And I know that, you know, when it comes to such thing, you being a part of makeup government, you have to be in the middle of this. But there must be some mediation. What's the current situation with BSI, ASR, and the Belize Cane Farmers Association? What document? What's the current situation in that? Every year, you remind me of football. You know, every year there is an issue there. What's the current situation at hand?
I will try to put this, I'll try to be as fair as possible. Sometimes we get in trouble by saying things in a particular manner and it gets misconstrued or misinterpreted.
As long as it's the truth.
The truth of the problem is that the farmers do not trust BSI, ASR.
You're a farmer. Do you trust BSI, ASR?
If you ask me as a farmer.
This is now this is from you being put on your farmer cap. Yes.
Simple response to that. I doubt many of the figures, or I have to see greater evidence as a farmer. The farmers do not trust the numbers.
Right.
Two, the farmers are not satisfied with the payment formula.
Okay.
I'll explain. Very simple. The payment formula is such: $100 million come in from sugar and molasses. BSI ASR says, I'll remove the costs, and what's left in the barrel, we will share 65% for you and 35% for me. The problem is the costs. You understand?
Yes.
Right? $100 million come in. So BSI says, I'll remove the costs. Remove the cost. And what remains? So the higher the cost, the less is in the barrel. And then 65, 35. But that 35 that BSI gets is, farmers believe, is net because they already took the cost off.
Yeah.
So the 35% BSI gets, farmers view it as being net.
That's yes.
That's net. That's their profit, so to speak.
Right.
And the 65% that farmers have, that's gross. I need to pay the bank from there, all my costs, everything. And so farmers say, well, every year they're staying with less and less money. So farmers say, listen, I don't like that formula. Let's do like what the other countries are doing. Let's do 60-40, but on the gross. On the gross. So $100 million come in, you take
60.
I take 60, you take 40.
Yeah.
Your bills are your business.
Yeah.
My bills are my business. Right? Other countries have similar formulas. Where this 65-35% net, because they call it net strip value, that's this fancy term, right? Because the gross, remove the expenses, and then the net share. Where that came from, I don't know. And I don't know how in the past that would have gone down so easily. Mind you, BSI's position is that I will not transfer value to the farmers. That's their view.
Yeah.
I will not transfer value. When you do 60-40, it's about $20 million different.
Yeah.
I will not transfer value to you. So forget it. There's no negotiation on that. The farmers are saying, hold on. That's not a transfer of value. You're just giving me what does not belong to you, it belongs to me.
Yeah.
We've spoken about this.
Right?
Yeah.
So that is where the stalemate lies. One company says, I will not transfer $20 million value to you, and you're saying, hold on, man, that's not your value, that belongs to me. Now we said, listen, government had offered a mediator. We found a guy in Jamaica who had much experience in this. We got the terms of reference out. At the time, and I have a file of this thing, of correspondence back and forth with ASR and BSCFA. When we proposed, government proposed, and BSCFA agreed to mediation, BSI said, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. But we're not moving forward. You cannot negotiate if you're in one room, in one part of the country. That's not negotiation. You have to sit and meet and discuss. It was not moving forward. Up to this week, I think BSI said, okay, let me think about mediation first. And then the following couple of days, I say, all right, let's go to mediation. But these are the conditions. Farmers say, hold on, man. We can work out the conditions together. So we're at that right now, where you will name your mediators, together you will define who the mediator is, because you don't want the government to pick the mediator, because obviously one side say, if government pick the mediator because they're on the
farmer side.
one side.
Yeah.
Understood, right? But we got to get this thing
rolling.
So I wanted to go into the figure of numbers because I need to understand. You said, and I 100% agree, it is the distrust that is the biggest issue. When it comes to expenses and loss on both sides, what do the expenses for the manufacturer look like versus the expenses for the cane farmer? And I ask that in the sense of one thinks that the other one they profit more than they should, right? So what expenses and loss does the manufacturer have to deal with versus that of the farmer?
We will never know the profits or losses from BSI.
Okay.
I can tell you what my losses are
as a cane
farmer. As a cane farmer, but
as a matter of fact, I've scaled down.
Okay.
On sugarcane production.
Okay.
Because it makes no sense. My son is telling me, Dad, why you keep doing this? The only reason why cane farmers are in existence right now is because the banks are the one who make the money. I see this with no.
You say it bluntly.
Bluntly.
Yes.
The banks have been making millions and millions and millions of cane farmers.
So then why?
Let me tell you how it works.
Okay.
When I deliver my cane, deliver all my sugar cane. I deliver in February. All my cane. I won't get paid for all my cane until November. You know. I don't get paid cash over the counter till November. I get finally the last shish if I get anything. Right? But when I get my third payment, then I go to the bank. I say, bank, I deliver so much cane. I want a loan for replanting again. The money I borrow from bank as a farmer, I'm telling you what the farmers do. I will buy my food for the months. I pay my kids' college.
Bills.
Right? I will fix my truck, buy my tires, get leaf fertilizer, and wait till the crop begin again.
Yeah.
Every single year, it's the same thing. A good business would never allow anybody to borrow money every year.
Yeah.
For the same business.
Yeah. So then what? So then why the process of profit and turnover is? And why we having that conversation?
The only reason why cane farmers do this is because there's a sure market for the product.
Yeah.
Even though he's not making profit.
So it's a labor of
he's
love?
making money.
It seems that
It's a labor of love then, if that's the matter?
It's a matter of culture and tradition. And I tell you, my son said, that does not make no sense to you. Why you keep doing it?
Are we losing?
You're supposed to be educated
so are we
farmer.
Are we losing cane farmers?
Yes.
So they don't want to be a part of the entire...
Yeah. But you see, the thing is that as a government, if you believe that your conditions as a farmer, you're not making money, you're not making profit of sugarcane, then we have to offer an option, and that's where we come in as a government policy to say we need to diversify the base. Nobody's forced to do sugarcane if he's not making money because the banks give him money. Nobody.
There continues to be this back and forth, BSI, ASR, and Belize Cane Farmers Association. Can cane farmers from the north actually sign up with Santander?
No.
Why is that?
Why?
No. We tried. Because we have to make amendments to the Sugar Industry Act. We tried, it did not go through cabinet. Not that it can't go through, it's just delayed, right? But the whole Sugar Industry Act is under review right now. As a matter of fact, ASR has challenged, I think, 9 sections of the Sugar Industry Act.
Wow.
In court. They've challenged 9 sections of the Act.
We know that time is running by, but the sugar crop actually opens in about a month, 2 months. Do you believe December? Do you believe that we will be on time?
That is my greatest expectation. And cabinet yesterday we discussed this extensively, and I'm having a meeting today with them. And cabinet is already fed up of this.
Fed up of the back and forth, fed up with BSI, ASR, fed up with Belize Cane Farmers Association, or the situation?
Fed up with the situation. We will not have another standoff this year. We will begin that crop, and we must have a commercial agreement.
What happens to the Belizean economy if we're slowly losing cane farmers? We're having these situations, we start crop season late.
Interesting question, and very intelligent question.
And this is because Belize's commodity is one of the best within this region.
Yeah.
We have to diversify the base. We have a program we're starting up right now, coconut production. We have Peter Hire production. We have fruit tree production, sawasa production. We have to diversify. It is unfair. It is unfair for any farmer to be forced to do a commodity that is not making money in. If sugarcane farming was so good, my son would not be working in Balapan. He'd be in my cane fields, managing my cane fields. All the younger generation who are the sons of cane farmers have moved out of the industry. The older heads, the cane farmers that were there 30 years ago, 40 years ago, are still there today.
So it will become a dying industry if we don't do something.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was with the Mexicans, some Mexican friends over the weekend, cane farmers. These are huge cane farmers. 3 or 4 cane farmers would produce what ASR produces today. They're prominent cane farmers. And they were saying, what's all the noise about? You say, we in Mexico's 57% for the producer, 43 for the...
43
And I say, what happened to for them expense? That's their business.
But it's a marriage that both of them need each other.
Right, but then it goes right back to the question that we were having about education in agriculture and so forth, because one of the biggest problems for us is that the manufacturer will always make more money than the farmer.
When he needs
the
product
the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a serious problem, and I'm telling you that cabinet is very concerned, and they have put, actually they have given me directions to do certain things, which I have to do. But we must have a crop.
Yeah.
And we
by any means
necessary. And as a government, we have to be a responsible government. We have to find alternative crops for the farmers. We cannot, because government sets the policy. Governments create an environment for someone to come and invest in coconut. We have 1,000 acres of coconut going on right now. 1,000 acres, right? And we want to do 10,000 acres. But we must not, because we cannot restrict a farmer to this. We have to create alternative
for them.
for them.
Easy.
Yeah.
And that is our job. That is my task in the agriculture ministry and investment.
Okay.
So that's exactly what we are doing right now to ensure that farmers can, if they don't want to stay, for example me, I have eased out of sugarcane right now. I'm doing something else,
Okay.
right? But what else? A farmer sits in his bed at night and say, gosh,
What else?
the industry is not well. What can I do?
Yeah.
What can I do, right? And he battles with what can he do, because everything that we do has to be market-led, but profit-driven, not money-driven like sugarcane.
Yeah.
Profit-driven. Because we make money when we're harvesting cane, you know. Big amounts of money come my table, count money, and when I left the table, all I stay with are $200.
After you pay
After
your
you don't
bills.
pay all the
and
bills,
Yes.
the loans, everything.
Your gross.
If it's a good year, other times I negative $150, negative $2. And I'm telling you the truth.
And the negatives are real.
I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you like a cane farmer to go
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
But Minister Mai, you know, it's always good to have you in.
We need two
this
segments.
is a great, yes, we need to double up. You need one whole morning show.
Yeah.
Because it is important, and I'm so glad that, you know, that you were able to join us this morning. I just want to say though, coconut is a great commodity, simply because it's a multi-year crop, and that continue for years. A lot of big coconuts still Hopkins.
Let me tell you, there's a gentleman in country, now he left shortly, who wants to sign a contract and buy all the green coconut he can right now.
Wow.
And on next week, Thursday, we're having the visit of Mr. Angulo. Angulo is the purchasing director for Maseca, Grupo Gruma from Mexico.
Okay.
They visited me last week. They're coming back right now. They want us to grow white corn for them in Mexico. They've asked us for certain details, which we have provided, the varieties of white corn we have, the varieties of yellow corn we have. I mean, they consume so much. They consume 52,000 tons of yellow corn. Our country produces, this year was 98,000 tons of yellow corn. That's our main crop.
That's our main crop, yes.
They use 52,000 tons of yellow corn only, but they use 2.6 million tons of white corn.
Wow. So we are able to do that,
So
you feel?
we could compete.
And we have a comparative advantage.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to my technicians about this. Mexico is a large producer of corn. They import I think 300,000 tons to meet their demand.
Yeah.
But of that 300,000 tons, it's from the US. So they're saying, listen, I can buy from you.
Yeah.
Our yields are in par with them, and we have 2 crops for the year. They only have 1 crop.
So if and when we get this trade movement going, you'll come back and tell me how we got.
Absolutely.
All right. Perfect.
Minister, we're so glad that you were able to join us this morning. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to be here with you too.
Wishing you best of success within your ministry. We've got to take a break though.
We do. That was
a conversation indeed. But when we come back, we'll be talking about the Pelican Saturday Market
Halloween edition. I'm excited.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with that. Stay with us.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere. Satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah.
But how can you pay with your phone?
B-Box.
What? What is B-Box?
B-Box have been his newest rewards program.
Really? Where I could get it from?
Man, check on the website bbox.bz or you could download it from the App Store. And if you still don't know, check that young lady there and she'll hook you up.
I will surely do so. Good afternoon, miss. Can you hook me up with B-Box?
I will be there. Thank you so much.
Why are you so excited?
Let me tell you a secret. I just got off the phone with Santa.
Hi, Santa. For Christmas, I want a pea shooter, a football. iPhone and a makeup for Christmas.
Oh, Ramon, 1 second.
We just learned that Santa's phone number has just been revealed. The number is 227-7132.
I'm sorry, Dad. I shared Santa's phone number.
My parents always said, when it's time to build, invest in quality products that last a lifetime, even if it means paying a little more. It is now my turn to invest in my own home, and it's not even a question. It has to be Oran Windows. My contractor recommends Oran because of the heavy-duty construction, the thickest gauge blades on the market, and the dual locks that allow lower louvers to close independently for privacy while the top remains open for airflow. These features make Oran aluminum louver windows the best on the market.
With Oran aluminum louver windows, you get strength, durability, and beauty with an added layer of security and protection against debris and damaging winds. Come in and check out the variety of sizes and colors at Design Depot, located at Mile 3 Philip Goldson Highway in Belize City.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 9 Caribbean Media Awards for 2021. Best Investigative Report, Best News Item, Best Coverage of People with Disabilities, Best Financial Literacy Journalism, Best Videographer, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with 2 special mentions for Financial Literacy Journalism.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase increase traffic to your website and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
And we're back. Just like that, we are back, and we're moving now into our second segment for the morning.
Yes.
Now, this one is all about the Pelican Saturday Market
Halloween edition.
Now, we've got the folks in to talk to us about it. Jamie Rock, president of UWIAIAIAA.
Alumni Association.
Yes. And Janelle Tate, communications officer at UWIAA Belize chapter. Ladies, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
And I noticed that we're trying to flock that Halloween look.
Okay.
We need to debate this color. Please,
it's not orange.
What color this dress?
It's not orange.
I feel like it's or maybe I just wanted to be color coordinated and I'm seeing orange.
Loving it.
You're in orange. You're in a lovely terracotta.
In another shade of orange.
I just did terracotta.
I think so.
Clay. See, us men, we only know red and yellow, black and white.
But that is not red, yellow, black and white.
That are the colors we man know. They are gracious in his sight. But anyways, ladies, welcome once again. Let's talk about this. I can remember the first time you came on, Jimmy, and we were talking about the Pelican Saturday Market.
Yes.
And I was wondering, what is a Pelican Saturday Market? Is it by the sea where, a pelican would come? Let's explain that again. And then move on into the Saturday Halloween edition.
I love this question, John, because people wonder about the pelican. So the pelican is actually the mascot.
Like the mascot, yeah.
It's weird to call it a mascot because it's a bird.
Yeah.
I guess a mascot.
It's a mascot.
It's a mascot.
Galen has an eagle. You guys have
a jaguar, right? So we have a pelican.
Right.
So
it's the mascot for the University of the West Indies. So as alumni, as pelicans, they call us. We thought it would be. We have Pelican Pride. We thought it'd be great to call the market the Pelican Saturday Market, and I love that it's titled a Saturday Market because actually Janelle and I were talking about this earlier. We're distinguishing the difference between a pop-up shop and a market.
Okay.
It's like, and I was saying this is a very terrible analogy, but I'll use it because it makes Janelle laugh. It's like chicken. You know how they got fried chicken and they have grilled chicken and chicken.
There's different variations.
It's all chicken but different types. So this market is a space for entrepreneurs, and I love this because this has stuck in people's mind that this very crazy person to try to distinguish the difference between a pop-up shop and a market. But yes, it's a Pelican Saturday Market. It's a space for entrepreneurs. It's hosted by the UE Alumni Association.
Yes.
And it's happening this Saturday at the UE Open Campus site grounds.
How many booths? How many booths?
So this time we have around 16 vendors, including for the first time a food vendor.
Yeah.
And we've changed the time.
And
The last time we had the markets, because it's every other month. It's just vendors that sell, crafts, artisan products, specialty products. But this time we tried to change it up a little, and now we have a lunchtime going into the afternoon type market. So we have the Iguana stop. They're going to be there as the food vendor.
Oh my goodness, they're talking
It is the best taco scene in the whole country. I might get flack for that, but that's my personal
So then that should be your difference between a pop-up shop and a market and an expo. Because if you have more than 20, then it's definitely not a pop-up shop. It's like a expo kind of thing. But then a pop-up shop is about 10 or so vendors, so you're in like the middle.
Right in
and there you go.
I feel like for us,
on the same level.
At first when we started the market, we wanted it to have like the regular Belizean Saturday market vibes. So we used to have it from early in the morning, from like 7 to about midday. But now for this Halloween edition, we have started it like in the afternoon, so it's from 11 to 4 p.m.
Oh, nice.
So let's talk about the successes of the last one that you got, the last one that you had, because like we mentioned, Belizeans might not know what this thing is about. So let's talk about the success of the last one that was held.
Honestly, from the first one, it rained out a little bit, but the vibes were still there. People still came out because we had pan tempers, we had the various vendors, and people enjoyed it, honestly.
So it was an entertainment.
Yes, it was fully entertaining. It was well-rounded with all the different kind of vendors and the variety that they bring to the market. For the second one, we had Alexander Evans, and he brought his vibe as well.
As usual.
So as usual. So honestly, this is an event to look out for.
So it says Halloween edition. Are you guys going to be in a costume?
Should we come out in our
costume? Yeah, you should come out in your costume because we're having a costume competition. We have different categories and different prizes that comes along with those categories. Also, we're having a prize for the best Halloween themed booth. So come on, guys.
And this is Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday
11
at the UWI Open Campus.
Will there? Am I able to strike up a booth? What can I do to have a booth, or are we completely out?
No, we have space because the yard is massive. So if you want to register, you can check out our Instagram page. The form is in our bio. It's free to register, completely free. But we do ask our vendors to donate 5% of your sales to our Global Giving Scholarship Fund. And that's another thing that makes our market so unique and special because we are a nonprofit. We don't do this to make money, so we don't charge the vendors for the space. In fact, we even provide tables and chairs. We're outside. If you have a tent, you can come set up. If you don't have a tent, we also have access to the classrooms inside, so you can set up inside. But yeah, it's so for instance, if you make $100 at the market, 5% of that is just $5. So that's a really small contribution to something that's really has a big impact. So that's pretty cool.
So what can I find there that I could say, you know what, this is unique, and I really and truly love that I found this. And I say this because we did venture off into what the pop-ups are and what the expos are and whatnot. So why is this one different, and what can I find there that would really strike me as, boy, John, you'll get it?
You have to go.
Yeah. Well, I can think of a few things. The first thing that stands out to me the most about our market, and this is, you might say this is common with everybody else, is that a lot of our vendors are super young. They are entrepreneurs who've decided, I have this passion project that I want to turn into a revenue stream that I want to share with Belize. That's amazing. A lot of our products are, most of the vendors make their products. So there's one vendor, Not to Min, who sells just grated coconut. I think that is such a novelty because people don't cook their rice and beans with grated coconut anymore than buy grace in the packet, which I know they knock me on my mom
because I use it. But honestly, it's like when you get the veggies that are already cut from the freezer, because that just makes life so much easier. So he is appealing to the working class. She is appealing to the working class. Yes, I'm buying the coconut.
Right. Yes.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing you there.
Definitely. You have people making their own jewelry. We actually have a new vendor, Ashley's Baked Creation. She sells.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yes, she's new to the market. She sells gluten-free. If you have food allergies.
She sent pastries.
We did.
Amazing stuff. We have this young lady who creates beauty pouches. It looks like a flat round circle, but you can store things in it. It's good for traveling. We have jewelry vendors, the jewelry hub, Pieces of Me, Beads by Lou. If you're into waist chains, I actually really like the concept of a waist chain because it not only it's beautiful, it's nice, but if you're on a fitness journey, it helps you to measure you know how much you're going down. So it's really, really cool,
and it helps you to remember to keep your
posture.
Exactly what we need on here.
I'd love to see you in a waist chain, John.
Me?
It would help.
We should bring one next time when we're on the show.
And then just show him how to use it. So it seems, so you said it's young entrepreneurs that are venturing off into more innovative products, right? Is there a particular product that you've seen that we haven't really heard of yet that it's on the market that we can find?
For me, it's refillery.
What?
Refillery is Tammy. She's actually one of our executive members, and her product is, you see how you usually go to get like your cleaning supplies from Brody's or from Safeway. I'm not promoting anyone in particular. So rather than you going to the supermarket to buy your Tide, you could go to her with your empty container and you could get it refilled.
Yes.
So it's sustainable, and I love her business.
That.
She's been on the show already. You could actually go to her, you get it refilled, and then you go right back.
Yes,
refillery. Yes.
That is fantastic.
And it is.
Just good for the environment.
Just exactly. And I love that. I love refillery as well because my sister is actually a doctor. Her full-time job is being a medical professional. But she saw this gap where, you know, we don't live sustainably, and there's this obvious climate crisis that's happening.
Yeah.
So in order to you know, fill the gap, because there's nothing like her that exists in Belize, she created this small business. It's actually, she has a lot of new, most of her customers are young persons who are interested, families who are interested in being more sustainable. Because you have a bunch of empty containers at home anyways. So if you go home and you get to fill by how much you want, by the ounce, what's according to your budget. So it's really cool.
And this is, really you know, that situation is actually twofold. You're cleaning your environment and you're supporting a Belizean entrepreneur. And that's exactly, that is what will eventually grow us as a country. Because I will be able to actually employ other people, which puts food on the table. So this is a great way to actually, you know, continue to support Belizean. So again, registration for a booth, what do I have to do?
Yes, so you can go to our Instagram page. That's the Pelican Saturday Market on Instagram. The link is in our bio, the registration. We ask a few simple information so that when you sign up, we can promote you on our page so that people know that you're there. I love our page because we also have tips for small businesses who've never participated before. Actually, it was so nice. We call it small business market tips, how to participate in these types of events. And she commented, she's like, I'm really excited because this is her first time participating in the market and the tips were really helpful for her. She sells stationery and that's cool. We actually have another vendor who sells books, Belizean books, children's books, which is great. That's such, I love the idea of having books at a market because, you know, books. It's a university, it's encouraging reading, encouraging reading for our kids. So yeah, I love that.
So it's this Saturday, the 29th.
The 29th.
At 11 to 4. And you have Iguana Stop that's on the sell food, along with all of these other vendors, along with entertainment and so forth.
Yes. Well, the entertainment this time is the costume competition.
Right.
So you can come. We have a category for cutest, for scariest.
For most patriotic.
Yeah,
there is a variety. So
and we could find all of this on your Instagram.
Yes. Everything's on our Instagram page and our Facebook page as well. You can check us out at the UEIA.
And this is the Halloween edition, but this is something that happens every month.
Every other month.
And so if I registered this time, will I have to re-register again for the next month?
Yes, you have to let us know so that we know where we're going to have the layout of the market. Because sometimes we've ideally wanted to have it on the lawn, but it's been raining every single time we've had it. It's our rainy season. So we set up on our parking lot. We're very grateful to the Open Campus Belize site. They allow us to use the grounds. They allow us to use the auditorium. So if you don't want to be outside, you can be inside. We actually have a vendor that's going to be inside because she's selling adult toys.
Treats.
Adult treats.
Yes.
So if you want to shop in privacy, get something for your boo, your spouse.
Every day could be Valentine.
There you go.
But I want to venture off into something else. I noticed that what you guys are actually showcasing here is the importance of young people in business. Let's talk about from the UE experience or from the UE perspective with young people and business. How important is that with UE?
Yeah, actually, you know, this year, for the next 5 years, the UE has adopted an entrepreneurial approach to serving our students, serving the region. We're a public university. I work for the UE, so she can talk more. I can talk a little bit more about this.
Let's get her off.
But we're promoting entrepreneurship not just with not just at the university, but for our students. It's very traditional to think you go to school, you get a degree, you get a 9 to 5. But I love the idea of going to school and having multiple streams of income. You know, having a passion project on the side, having your corporate day job in the morning, having something on the weekends.
Options.
Options, because you know, in 2022 things are expensive. Things are expensive, and things are hectic. So you want something that not only brings you additional income, but gives you a sense of fulfillment and purpose. You know, sometimes you have your 9 to 5 because it pays the bills,
right?
But and that's
you're not fulfilled.
No, that's not always fulfilling. But if you can have a side hustle that you love, that customers can show you love, that adds value to what we do here in Belize. I mean, what could be better than that, you know?
Yeah.
For me, I enjoy it the most because it kills the stereotype. For example, when people think about UA, they say, oh, well, maybe a doctor or a lawyer.
Right. Yeah.
They just think, or accountant, just think about the basic, perhaps 9 to 5 job. So this entrepreneurial spirit, I think it takes on a different form and encourages people to branch out from the norm.
Janelle, I really and truly love that you said that, because you're totally right. When people hear about UA, we think about, oh, you're coming back to be a lawyer.
Right.
You're coming back. You never think about the idea of having your own business, which exactly you guys are venturing off into. But I also think that the mindset is changing, especially in today's day and age. People know I can't not sustain my family with only one income.
Exactly.
Which brings us to that same Pelican Saturday edition night market. Not night market.
I mean, maybe that's your
market. That was our plan for this time. But there's another event happening at the grounds the same day.
So you have to put in your
we done put it in for December. We put it in December already. We have a Christmas night market.
But of course, and I think that would be a great thing. But
Oh, definitely.
You will be able to find a lot of stuff there. So this Saturday, it's going to be a great one. From when to when again?
It's from 11 a.m. to 4.
I like the 11 a.m. one because Saturday morning people don't want to wake up early.
And we say that, that was one of the tips that we shared with our vendors, because you have a lot of things you're competing with on Saturday. You have to compete with errands, you have to compete with cleaning at the house, you have to compete with dealing other things. So I think this window gives people enough time to go quickly do errands in the morning, and then when you have
pass by,
pass by for some tacos, pass by, get your early Christmas presents, birthday presents, anniversary presents.
That's payday weekend.
It is. Yes, it is. Thank you for reminding. It is payday weekend, so we know that. We hope that our vendors are really successful this weekend.
Come out and support.
Would there be some kind of a live stream so I could see? You know what? Yes, they have something that I want. I think that would be a great thing.
My mommy does that. My mommy is a really big supporter of because she also works for the UE. So she's there, and she has 2 daughters who are in the thing. So she comes out and she promotes. So we do that. But this time actually, and I'm really glad you asked that, this time we're going to have picnic tables set up so that you don't just come and buy, you can stay and hang out and lime.
Because sit and eat your tacos.
And then watch the competition.
Exactly.
And hang out and lime, you said?
Oh, yeah, she said hang out and lime. You know what a lime?
I hear it, but I
don't
know.
That
lime I just hang out.
Yeah, lime I just hang out. Things we pick up from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
From being a UA student.
I picked that up because we have Trinity people around way, and she's like, every Friday we lime, and I'm like, what? And then she said, we just hang out.
I don't have
so
not
I
a clue.
I
don't have not a clue.
Lime is on the tree hanging out.
Lime,
it's spelled different, is it? Isn't it with L-Y-M-E when they lime?
People spell it L-I-M-E. I spell it L-I-M-E. Some people spell it L-Y-M-E. It depends. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it's nice to have you guys.
I just want to one more time for our viewers to discuss where the proceedings go to every time.
Yes. Thanks, April. So the Global Giving Scholarship Fund is an initiative of the University of the West Indies. So this scholarship fund supports students that are students of any of our campuses, whether it's Open Campus, Cape Hill, Mona, St. Augustine, or 5 Islands, which is our newest campus. It supports you for a semester. It can support you for longer. If you are in financial need, if you perform well academically, you can apply for the scholarship. And so all of our vendors, their contribution goes directly into that fund. And that fund supports hundreds of students every year on their academic journey at the UE. So I love that component because, and actually our vendors, that's part of the reason some of them participate, because it's a way to give back to students. I mean, not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Some persons do want a 9 to 5, and we know they knock that either. So we are happy that we can support those students. I forget, there is one more thing, our special treat that's going to be happening. We can't say much because it's under wraps. Like a mommy, get it. I see what happened. It's under wraps, but it's happening around midday. It's a very special treat. You don't want to miss it.
Who wanted to bring for a concert?
You have to come see.
Why?
I don't know already.
All right.
What does she know that I don't know? Are there any prizes for the winners that are competing in
very, very small prizes because we are a non-profit, but it's just a $30 gift certificate for each person who wins the categories.
And that is great.
Yeah,
that $30 more than you got. All right.
That's true.
So this is a great initiative, and we're looking forward to this Pelican Saturday market, the Halloween edition. Jamie, Janelli, we want to thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us.
This was great.
Yes.
Great.
I look forward to your support on Saturday.
I love
so she done it that we going
to 20 Saturday
you know what we did just now?
11 to 4.
11 to 4.
11 to 4.
Yeah.
We went online.
We go online.
Make sure you come. Come in your costumes and come to have fun.
He not dress up in a costume. He put on good socks. How about that? This is socks.
We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that.
Thank you. We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to be sitting down with Miss Earth 2022, Simone Sliu. She'll be joining us and telling us about her reign, her expectations, what she's going to do. It's going to be a great time. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to be live.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, and I know that nothing good lives in me, that is, in my sinful nature. I want to do what is right, but I can't. I want to do what is good, but I don't. I don't want to do what is wrong, but I do it anyway. Oh, what a miserable person I am. Who will free me from this life that is dominated by sin and death? Thank God the answer is in Jesus Christ our Lord. There are no verses that more accurately describe how most people feel about themselves than these. Many people say, I want to be a Christian, but I can't live it. They see failure in so many Christians that they believe it would be no different with them. The truth is that God doesn't expect anything out of us but failure. But when we are saved, He places within us Him who never fails. The Holy Spirit comes to do in me all that Christ did for me at Calvary. I have a new nature that cannot sin, and an old nature that cannot but sin. Every demand made upon me by God is met and fulfilled by the Holy Spirit. Someone once said, I can't, but He can. He never said I could. He always said He would. The Bible says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. The Apostle Paul found help and hope for his problem in Jesus Christ, and trusting in Him was doing what comes supernaturally. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
We were born connected to the water, the deep blue, the soil, the salt air, sheer abundance, ritual, water, expectation of the catch, the wind and waves. What lay beneath filled our bellies, sustained our communities. But song fell to a whisper. Her rituals were lost. Communities changed. But now, that song beckons us back to the sea. The generations that came before, and for the generations still to come. Thriving, abundant sea is possible. Rebuilding fish populations can be our legacy.
Hello eCash user, the eCash app is now available in Spanish. Changing the language in your eCash app from English to Spanish is quick and easy. Let me walk you through the steps. First, open your eCash app. Enter your PIN. Tap the More icon at the bottom of your screen. Choose Security. Select Language. Tap on Spanish. Then re-enter your PIN. And that's it! Your eCash app is now in Spanish, and you can continue to enjoy your eCash digital wallet. Belize Bank's eCash app makes life easier.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
And we are back with
Just
our
like
final conversation
Wait,
for this
and the final
morning.
conversation is with?
Is with Miss Earth Belize 2022, Simone Slew.
Man,
I was
welcome.
practicing saying your last name. Like, it's
is
Slew.
that the way to say it?
It's actually not.
Okay, please explain.
Okay, so it's Simone Slayer, but it's originally Dutch, so that's
Slayer?
the reason why it sounds like that.
Slayer?
It's Slayo.
Slayo.
Yeah.
Well, so why did I go on E and a O then a W?
I really don't know. It's one of those things.
I know. It's just, the spelling is correct.
The spelling is correct,
correct.
but the pronunciation is
just
because it's Dutch. My mom's Dutch, so
okay.
That's one of the reasons why.
So let's jump on into it, man. This is a big deal because Miss Earth is not just any pageant. This is a great representation of your country, the flora, fauna of your country, and the fact that everybody live within it and really need it. Simone, why did you decide to take up this reign?
Well, I feel like this reign would be a great way to basically showcase Belize as well as to bring about environmental awareness to some of the issues that we face as a country in Belize.
Yeah.
Why is the environment so important to you?
To you, yeah.
Well, as an island gal, I would say, growing up in Kikaker, I've been surrounded by the water, by the ocean. I spent the majority of my childhood running around the island, you know, swimming at the reef, swimming with the sharks and the rays, going fishing. And so these things are close these things are close to my heart, and I feel like this platform would be a great way to bring all of that to light.
Did they approach you for this, or did you one day had the conversation within and say, you know what, this is what I want to do? Why? What? How did this happen?
Oh, how did so basically, I've always wanted to do at least one pageant in Belize.
Yeah.
I just was figuring out like which one it would be, when it would be. I always felt like I didn't have the time. You know, we never have enough time. I didn't feel like I was ready either.
Yeah.
But then I realized like I'll never 100% be ready, and I'll also never have all the time that I want to invest in something like this. And I feel like this pageant is a result of that, because I just jumped in and I was like, let's do it, let's try.
So let's talk about the pageant itself, and now that you are officially crowned as Miss Earth Belize. How did you feel your platform would stand out from your competitors?
I feel like I have a really good background coming into it, because as you guys can see on Instagram, I travel a lot. I do a lot of outdoor activities.
Yes,
I spend a lot of my time on the islands and just in and around Belize. And I had a really good platform going in, starting like just showcasing Belize and showcasing my life and all these things. And then moving forward, I feel like I'm now able to show that to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you've accomplished so far in terms of it's something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I think it's something that I wanted to do. And I really enjoy the fact that the Miss Earth pageant isn't just a beauty pageant. That was really important to me, because I feel like sometimes we get lost in the whole glitz and the glamour of it. Whereas Miss Earth now, they advocate for some type of change in the environment. So a lot of the girls, they have to go in with an advocacy of their country, whatever it is that they want to advocate for. So my advocacy is marine conservation. And then the fact that I'm able to go in and bring about awareness to issues in Belize, as well as to attend this beauty pageant, the overall experience is...
During your travels and you know, trying to raise this awareness and to uplift your platform and mandate, is there any issue in particular that stood out that you said, okay, yes, this is something that I think I can fix with my platform?
I think one of the things that I believe I could fix is the things that are happening in and around Kikaker. So these things could be just like the plastic pollution. Yeah, I have a tour company in Kikaker, and one thing that we do to limit it, and I also have a guest house, and what I do to limit that is we have reusable containers. We try to limit all our single-use plastic, and then when we're out in the ocean as well, we take all the plastic that we find in the ocean, take it out, because there's always, like every day we go out, there's so much garbage. And then we do beach cleanups and stuff like this to also help with the little things that are close to the community and that are things that I can fix in that sense.
The former Miss Earth Belize have done a lot for the country, showcasing the country. She had accomplished a very deep goal, you know. Have you spoken to her, and if you have, what are some of the expectations that you guys have spoken about?
Yeah, so Destiny is actually a really good friend of mine. We've been friends before the pageant, and then now moving into the pageant together, she's also the reigning queen. Like this is the first international pageant that Belize has won, so it's a very big thing for Belize. And the little things that she has helped me with is just like interview skills and walking and talking and my presentation and just like the overall experience. We've been going over together, and we've just been talking about what it entails and what am I supposed to expect when I go to the Philippines and all of these things. And I feel like having her guidance has been such a blessing, because she's also gone through it. And this is my first pageant, so I'm like super nervous, but also really excited about it, because I feel like it's a great learning experience. I'll go out there and like push myself outside my comfort zone to do the whole pageantry thing, and I think it's going to be really nice.
I feel like you recommend you.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I feel like one day she can say,
that's true though. Destiny live out that Kikaker same way. But talk to us apart from Destiny's support. Let's talk about your support from not just your family, but I think that Kikaker is so tight knit.
Yeah.
Right. That is just that community stronghold. Let's talk about the support that you've garnered.
I have, like, from the time we announced, everybody just sent me so many nice messages, And also, Keycalker is a very small community, so everyone knows everyone. You know, I'd be walking around there like, oh, hey, Miss Earth, you know, it's so nice you're doing this. You're bringing our little island to light. And a lot of people have I've been walking down the street, and people say stuff about it. And they're like, you know, I'm so proud of you. You know, you're gonna do a great job. And all the love and support that I've gotten from my community has really helped me believe in the possibilities that are there, and also just like step into it, because pageantry is new and all these things are new, so I'm still stepping into what that looks like. And then having all of that support has been really helpful, because it's just, you have a team, you have a whole entire crew, and I also have a great team as well. So all of that together has been really nice.
We know that you have an event coming up. We'll be chit-chatting about that in just a few, but this Miss Earth International pageant is also coming up. It's going to be held in the Philippines, and you'll be heading out there with your team. When is this pageant?
The pageant, it's actually starting tomorrow, the introductory part of it, but some of it is virtual. So we're doing some of it virtual, and then I fly to the Philippines on the 10th to participate for about 2 weeks. The actual pageant is on the 29th, so everybody can tune in and
so you get to immerse yourself in Filipino culture. You get to see the city itself and the people.
Yeah, so I'll be going ahead of time for about 2 weeks just to like explore the country with the other delegates, meet the other delegates, and then we'll be doing a lot of things together in and around the community as well as outside of the city that we'll be in. And so I'm super excited for that, because I've never been to the Philippines, so
man, I'm gonna be on
already. We could fit in your suitcase.
Come through.
We just want to be
come through.
you
guys should definitely come. A lot of people, they've been like, yo, I want to come, and I'm just like, you guys all need to come, because I think it's going to be a great experience.
And the event tomorrow, what is the event tomorrow going to be about, and where is it going to be?
So I'll be doing it at the Biltmore. What we'll be doing is it's just like a live virtual introductory of who I am, what's my fauna, because each delegate has to choose a fauna as well. So my fauna is actually the lionfish. And so
okay, why?
So the reasons why I chose the lionfish is a lot of people are doing just like different endangered species in their thing, and I feel like the lionfish for us is something, it's not endangered, but it is a very invasive species because it's, it's in and around the reef. There's no natural predators, and this can definitely become an issue to just like the overall ecosystem in the reefs.
Yeah. Did you have like a pool of things that you wanted to choose from? Then you settled for the lionfish?
Yeah. We had a bunch of different things we were talking about. We're like, we could do this or we could do that. But because I live on Keycalker and the reef is so close to me, I was like, we should just do the lionfish.
And there's so many ways that they've used the lionfish to kind of battle it, right? So
Right. And one thing that they're doing right now is they're doing like just lionfish competitions and stuff, like who catches the most lionfish, you win prizes. So it does help with people extracting the lionfishes out of the reef, and then they're using it in restaurants for ceviche and like fried fish and stuff like this. So that's really good.
And the fin is used for earrings. Don't forget
and that
to
is true. That is true.
Yes.
That is very true. We've been doing a lot of that. I've been seeing a lot of that as well.
So you're basically doing like a show coming or an opening.
Basically,
of yourself,
an opening of who I am, what I stand for, my advocacy, my fauna. And then all the other delegates are also doing that. So it's a good way to just meet the other delegates as well as introduce myself.
What do you know about your competition? The girls that are actually going for this?
A lot of the girls are also very, very beautiful girls. I think they have a lot going for themselves, and I feel like together it's going to be like a really nice thing when I actually get to meet them and spend time with them and really get to know them in person. Because there's one thing with people's look on Instagram, and then there's another thing when you actually meet somebody and spend time with them and go on activities and do adventures. And so I think I'm looking forward to just immersing myself in the whole experience.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Simone, what's the surname again?
Sleo.
You got it. You are pronouncing all of the vowels and so it's
like a silent A basically if you think about it, like Sleo.
All right, Simone, we wish you all the best. And so tomorrow's event is going to be virtual?
Yes, so it's going to be virtual. We have several different virtual events.
And what time?
Tomorrow it's going to be at 7 a.m.
Oh, okay. So
it's at 9 p.m. Filipino time, I believe.
Okay.
So it's going to be virtual live. So it's not a recording.
No, it's not a recording. So all the delegates in the Americas will be online at that time.
Okay.
And they had to do it like around that time because Filipino, obviously they did it at 7 a.m. It'd be like midnight for us.
It's the next day for them.
It's the next day,
All right. Well, Simone, we wish you all the best.
Thank you,
Just
guys.
note that you've got this entire country behind you,
fully
because
supported.
we are a beautiful country,
That is
and we're
true.
going to make this happen.
Thank you guys, and thank you guys for having me. I'm happy to be here.
We wish you the best and safe travels to the Philippines.
And you
All
guys
right.
can come too.
Ticket yard. But I'll tell you what, we're going to take our final break of the morning, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping things up. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
If you are ailing due to a chronic disease and are left permanently invalid before retirement age, you may want to check if you qualify to receive invalidity benefit. The invalidity benefit exists for persons who are unable to continue working due to permanent illness. To qualify, you must be under 60 years old, must be sick for 26 consecutive weeks and certified to be medically unable to perform any type of work, must have at least 5 years of paid SSB contributions and at least 5 paid within the 3 months leading up to your illness. If you do not qualify for the invalidity pension, you may be eligible for the invalidity grant. Want to know more about invalidity benefit? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board. Safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
And we are back.
Just like that, we're back, but at the same time, we've come to the end of the show for today.
Yes.
It was a great time, though. We had a great Wednesday morning. We had some great conversations. You know what? Very important to note, we started off the morning with the Minister of Agriculture, Food Security, and Enterprise. And we know that we're looking great when it comes to the agricultural sector for this country. What we're sort of worried about is the sugar industry. And the fact that they're at an impasse at this particular point with 2 months away from the start of the sugar crop. So mediation must take place. And as long as this takes place and both heads can actually come to a decision, then eventually we could have a smooth flow.
Minister Mai made it very, very clear, they will start.
They will start.
They will start the crop season.
All right.
They will. So we wish them the best of luck. They are in mediation as we speak right now, and so hopefully we will be able to catch hold of that and bring you that news in our broadcast later on this week.
All right. And we'd like to say a big thank you to Jamie and Janelli for joining us this morning.
That's such a vibe.
Yeah,
that's such a vibe.
We lime with them.
We lime with them.
Pelican Saturday Market Halloween edition is coming up this Saturday. It's going to be from 11 a.m. to about 4 p.m. And there'll be a lot of booths out there. Going out, support the small,
it's
local
not just
entrepreneurs.
any market, though, because the proceedings that each vendor makes goes into scholarships that are provided by UWI.
Yeah, so it's going to be a great time. There are also giveaways there. The entertainment is going to be
costume competition. You get to win some prizes here and there. They have different categories, and you can head on to their social media, Instagram and Facebook, to check out those categories and what you can dress up as.
Watch out when I win for the cutest.
You know what? Cutest socks.
Yeah, cutest.
Cutest socks.
Cutest.
Okay.
Chocolate the cutest.
You know what?
Cutest.
And I protest with John.
It's going to be a great time, though. Going out there, one of the best ways for us, the best things for us is that we could go on out to support our locals. Yeah. Buy local. Once you buy local, you build your economy. It's as easy as that. And a big thank you to Miss Earth, who joined us this morning. Simone, what is her name?
Slow.
Simone was in with us. She's still here. It right over in the corner. Did hang out with me.
She the lime.
It was a great time. Her pageant is going to be on the 29th of November. It's going to be a great time. Of course, you'll be able to tap up into that, I'm sure, online. Yes. That's where we'll be able to. May I probably try to get tickets, but
will it try fit in her suitcase? May I do some measurements after the show?
Yep, to go to the Philippines to enjoy what she's got to offer. Yes. We've got high hopes simply because we love the country and we know for a fact that she's got the earth and the environment at heart. So Simone, we wish you the best of luck. Yes. All right.
We gotta
With
go?
that said, we've got to go. I don't have a birthday shout out.
That one fluke. Because John always have a birthday shout out. I don't have a particular birthday shout out, but if it is your birthday out there and abroad, happy birthday to you from all of us here on Open Your Eyes.
And if you've got a birthday greeting to share with us, if you've got a question, concern, drop us a line right here. It's going to come up on the screen. OYE@channel5belize.com.
And of course, you can catch our live stream every day on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BC and our highlights on Instagram at OYE Belize.
And you can always join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
You start your morning, right?
And as per usual, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
We're going to see you soon. As per usual, I remind you that it is a great day to be
great.
That's right. Enjoy your day, Belize. Have a beautiful one. And remember, share some love today.
Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.